re-performing notes from banks and hedge funds, guys. We'll get deeper into that when I'm there in May. But again, just remember, these are notes that, we're non-performing, but there's been a modification done by the lender. So these are loans that where we're buying non-performing loans at 25 to 50% of as-is value. We would buy a re-performing loan somewhere between 60 and 80% of value because they were non-performing, they've been modified, they've got a 6-month new pay history, and then we can buy those as re-performing loans at a discount as well. And the point I want to make here is simply this. When we're dealing with, whether we're dealing with non-performing loans or we're dealing with re-performing or we're buying or selling with seller financing, whatever it is, a lot of people get hung up on, so how do I find non-performing loans or re-performing loans? And guys, I talked about 4 or 5 different hedge funds a minute ago. I talked about Granite and Gemini and Watermark and Bayview and even Colonial Funding Group, which is our company. But understand that the most important thing as a real estate investor, and guys, we're going to call from here on out, I want you to think of a real estate investor holistically. And what I mean by that is I want you to think of yourself as not only investing in property, but you're also investing in notes or the paper side of the business, because one doesn't work without the other. Does that make sense? I mean, everybody, there's always this financing side to the business. And I always say that, again, banks figured it out a long time ago. And what we want to teach you at Note School is the due diligence. You need to know every time whether it's a good deal, a great deal, or a total waste of time. And the biggest part of it really is knowing the as-is value of the collateral, whether you're buying a house or you're buying the note. Because at the end of the day, the property is the collateral. So we want to make sure that you know how to do that due diligence, and you do it every time, over and over and over. You don't skip a step as you're doing that. So re-performing loans.